Good news is I thought the Celtics did a good job on Giannis.
They did do a good job on Giannis. They played good defense in the game, period. So, and look, it's the NBA, so don't take this the wrong way. He only took 4 steps on that.
I know, right?
He switched pivot feet. It was a total travel. But again, it's the NBA, and at the end of the day, it didn't have anything to do with the game. But no, they did a good job on him. Horford in particular, I thought, did a really good job bodying him out.
So he's only 9 of 25. It was one of his worst playoff shooting days of his career, which is like good news. There's also bad news that, well, what if he, instead of going 9 for 25, he goes 15 for 25, and now it's a whole nother thing to contend with. That's sort of good news, bad news. But, he missed a lot at the cup. And I think that wasn't in a vacuum. You were there. And I think you just altered his shot enough at the rim that he was missing. And so, I think that's the good news. You still do have some answers with him. I also think you've seen the evolution of him a little bit. I mean, he gives up the ball a lot easier, and he trusts all the shooters on his team, as he should. And so, he gets rid of the ball, sort of baits a double team, gets rid of it, and there's usually an open 3 because of it. So he's evolved, and they're a better team because of it, but I still think you do a good job on him. They
did do a good job on him yesterday. In fact, I almost wonder if you're better off having Giannis go for 45. I think there's a better chance the Bucks lose that game.
Perhaps. Okay, back to your calls on everything. Reentry Monday. Ben and Lynn, go.
Yo, what's up? Hey, I agree with both Tonys that these are kind of the December, November Celtics, but Tony Mads had a good point that the solution is right around the foul line and the elbow, maybe a high pick and roll, because that was really alarming, that game 1. If it goes like that game 2, it's Bucks in 6. No Green in June. Take care.
Okay, well, good luck. I mean, again, no one wants to shoot the jumper anymore. The league frowns on it. The coaches frown on it. I mean, a 2-point jumper.
Because it's just so annoying, though. Because if Tatum and Brown made more mid-range jumpers, especially in a game like yesterday, they probably win.
Mike and Brookline, go.
I called you last week. I was the one worried about the 18-point difference in the series. So I want to talk about the Celtics. But before I do, Mike, you have to keep the big board, and I'm going to put it in terms that you'll understand. Radio shtick, as you know, is like marriage. If one doesn't work, you find another one that does. You got married once, it didn't work, you found the better one.
No, but this one works too well. But either way, give me your Celtics thought. We'll get back to the big board. Go ahead.
The reason I told you that I don't think that they were as good as Brooklyn was bad. And I was worried because they were playing a really good team who plays defense, who they all can shoot. And it's the reason I actually got 2-1 and I took the Bucks in the series. I hate doing it, but my money goes where my money goes.
Yeah, I thought the Bucks were a little undervalued. But the Celtics still should. I mean, the Celtics still are arguably a better team. I know they've lost home court, but I don't really look at it that way. They still have home court in this series. And they are healthier. No matter how much they carry on like they're hurt, they are healthier. So it still should be their series. And a lot of those misses from behind the line yesterday were open. Some were bad shots. Some of the Peyton Pritchard shots, you'd want back. But there were plenty of open shots where they had all the time in the world and they just missed.
Jaylen Brown went 4 for 13. Okay, 4 for 13. So, and some of those were open shots. To me, that's going to get better.
It should.
I do think there was a layoff factor a little bit with the Celtics, too.
Byron in Boston. Go ahead, Byron.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I just wanted to say real quick, I've seen a lot of people say, taking 53-point shots isn't bad, but I think they missed the point. The Bucks are top-heavy, especially without Middleton. They've got 3 guys that can play. After that, you start cracking into Giannis's brother coming off the bench, and that's what you want. But you're not by taking all those threes, you're not putting any pressure on their interior defense. You're not getting them in foul trouble, and you jumpstart their break, and you're jumpstarting the break of a team that has trouble scoring. Also,
well, you know what? Let me just stop you there because those are all good points. Giannis put himself in foul trouble with stupid fouls in the third quarter. One off of a free throw miss, and then one where he just decided to blitz Tatum, I think.
It was a horrible foul.
30 feet from the rim.
Horrible foul.
He was almost asking to come out of the game or something. It was ridiculous. So it's right. You didn't challenge him enough inside for him to get himself in foul trouble just conventionally. He sort of put him there himself. I mean, so it's going to take a mindset, a toughness to go in there time after time after time, take the pounding, take the foul, hit the deck, get up, do it again. Are the Celtics tough enough to do it?
I don't know. And the guy that it's going to come down to is Tatum. So, because he's bigger than Brown. So, other guys, honestly, I don't want Marcus Smart going in there. He's not going to get his shot over Giannis and Brook Lopez and Portis. No chance. You got 3 trees in there. But Tatum's got a shot.
Here's what I mean by coaching. If you have 2 representative pro coaches, they're going to wash each other out. Budenholzer and the Bucks had a little wrinkle in game 1, that full court thing we were just talking about, and maybe some other things. I'm fully convinced that Udoka and Stevens and the nerds over there with the Celtics will come up with something for game 2, and I think it'll all wash itself out and it'll come down to the players. The only time coaching shows up in the NBA is when you have a complete boob like Steve Nash or something like that. Otherwise, I don't think coaching was a massive factor yesterday, and I don't think it'll be a massive factor in the series. I don't.
Well, and here's my other thing about the adjustments that coaches make in that league. If the Celtics don't have a great ball handler, and Milwaukee wants to pressure the ball, what adjustment can you make? There is no adjustment. That's about talent. That's it. And I think that this happens a lot. So again, Milwaukee plays a different style, okay, than Brooklyn does. Well, Brooklyn goes side to side, so you can't switch. You also can't really switch that much because Milwaukee's a lot bigger. I mean, so Milwaukee's got size everywhere. Brook Lopez will back small guys down in the rim and score. And so, or be there to get an offensive rebound. It's a matchup thing. It's a size and talent thing.
And I'm just thinking of it. The Bucks don't have a real great ball handler either. I mean, Holiday is comparable to Marcus Smart. His handle might be a little better, but I think they're like the Bucks have this backup point guard, Javon Carter, who's just sort of a veteran floater. I think he's got a better handle than Holiday. But either way, why don't you do to them what they were doing to you? You might cause some of the same issues.
Well, you can. Absolutely, you can. No question. So, again, you can intensify the pace. I think, though, the transition, look, Milwaukee killed them in transition points yesterday. That was a problem. So, and this does relate to the 3. We had a caller mention this earlier. With the 3s, you're going to get long rebounds. Milwaukee's bigger. They're going to get, if they get the rebounds and they get in transition, you're porked.